Never. The new abnormal never was good. Never was good. Never was good. What the flip is this garbaggio? Holy cattle. This is not it, King. This is Chief. Oh, Big Sussy Vodka. This is not a good record. This is I'm listening to it right now. Guys, come on. You're the Strokes. You can, if you want to, here's my main thesis. I'm not even going to give you the intro. My name's Connor Farrell. This is the Rockstar with Connor Farrell podcast where Gen Z tells you guys what to listen to, where I help Gen Z people find out what good music to listen to, and I let the old school rockers kind of know what Gen Z's listening to and how we feel about stuff. And maybe you guys can comment and come message me and tell me what I should go check out, what I should listen to, or maybe tell me I need to re-listen to an album. But this album, you have normal. Your band, The Strokes, so a lot of bands do this thing where they're really, really good, and they make iconic records for The Strokes, the first 3 records, and then they just do like garbage. Like I did the math on this in the last episode where we talked about the album before this, Come Down Machine, and for the first 3 Strokes records, there's like 35 songs, something like that, right? And 30 of them are certified hood classic. They're certified rock and roll iconic bangers. The next 3 albums, including the EP they did, is another like 35 songs. But guess how many good songs there are? 7. 7. And one of them's weak. 20% of the songs are good. Good as in like good songs that are good. And they had 3.5 albums and they only made 7 good songs. What are you doing? Here's the thing though, the Strokes didn't stop being good. They stopped being good together. Julian Casablancas, his other band, The Voids, as he started whatever in like 2014, 2016 or something like that. Incredible. Albert Hammond Jr., the guitarist, his solo record, Francis Trouble, is incredible. It is so good. Like the whole record, I think it's like 12 songs and 11 of them are perfect. Like incredible songs. And so the fact the Strokes decided we're going to stop being one of the greatest rock bands of all times and we're going to start being one of the most mid-pop bands in the world. The fact that they did that, it's like, why? And, you can do that. I have a couple different methods I would have proposed instead of doing the new abnormal. You could find a young band full of people who have something to prove. My theory is this is what happened with Ozzy. Why do you think Ozzy Osbourne became more famous and more recognizable after getting kicked out of Ozzy? Or getting kicked out of Black Sabbath, I mean. Here's what happened. In case you little kittens don't know, there was this band, Black Sabbath, who along with Led Zeppelin started basically hard rock and metal. And they're the most iconic thing in the world. You've definitely seen their logo, Black Sabbath. It's super iconic. You've heard Iron Man. I am Iron Man. Getting little kids and putting them in my white van. Like, you've heard that as a nursery rhyme. But here's the thing. Ozzy Osbourne, the lead singer, got kicked out in 1979. He got kicked out before the 80s even started. Now, for reference, Ozzy then went and had a solo career where he became insanely famous and he continued to stay relevant. I don't think I've really listened to any of the records from Black Sabbath after Ozzy got kicked out. I don't think I have. But you know what I have heard? The records Ozzy continued to do after Sabbath. So here's the reason why. Here's my thesis. When they first started, they had something to prove. They were a new band. They had something to prove, and they were all together, and they're doing a couple records, and they're incredible. The thing is, they stayed together as successful big Black Sabbath. Ozzy had something to prove as solo artist. So what does he do? He gets Randy Rhoads, and they make an incredible album with Crazy Train on it. That's the next thing he does is Crazy Train, one of the most famous songs of all time. Undeniably a banger. Then, unfortunately, Randy Rhoads dies. What does he do? He gets Zakk Wylde. I think there may have been some other guitarists in between that, but my whole point is he got these people who had something to prove and worked with them and made them a part of the band, and it kept him fresh. It kept him from getting stagnant, and they had something to prove and said, no, God damn it, we're going to make this fucking incredible. We're going to make this amazing. And then they did, and then the whole fucking thing is incredible. That's what I think the thing is. You take people who still have something to prove and you throw them into your band with you. So if I were the Strokes and I said, hey, I want to suck, here's the first method you could have done. You said, I want to be a pop band now. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take, or let's say you're like, oh, we're going this direction. We just released Angles. We just released Come Down Machine. We did that EP and it was fine. But we really are not, like, the hit rate is like whatever, like 7 out of 20. And it used to be 32 out of 35. So clearly we are not where we need to be, especially as one of the greatest bands of all time. And now there's less competition. Maybe there's less competition. I don't know why they got placid. But here's what I would have done. One of the things I would have done. What I would have done is I would have found a young band. I would have found young people who had shit to prove, and I would have had them join the band. I would have, if I was, and I think it's what John Casablancas kind of did with the Voids. He just didn't do it with the Strokes. He didn't say, I'm kicking everyone out and throwing these new people in, or I'm adding these people in when we write. What I would have done, here's what I would have done. I would have took whoever you thought was cool, young and hip and had something to prove, and I would have said, hey, we're each member of the Strokes, or each like group of 2 of us, is going to go into the studio with the other people. So the only consistent thing is to be the other band that's really good, this younger up-and-coming band, this up-and-coming artists. And we're going to go in and work with them and come up with ideas, come up and work with things and come up with things. And then the next group of the Strokes is going to come in. And just the other people would have such resilience. And because you're around these new people, it would change the way you come up with ideas. And maybe at the end of the process, you take these things and you come back together and you come all together and the other people are still there, just helping out with stuff and really like, sticking it and being like, no, we really need to be good. And so if you want to still keep the band together, you give these guys songwriting credits, guys, gals, whoever the hell you got. And you do this new record, but now it's judged up because you had people who actually like needed it to be good. And they have their names attached as the people who wrote the record with you. And then you take them on tour and they play their set in front of you. No, that's a really good idea. You have your opener come in and punch up your shit and make sure you're not getting stale and old. That's the way I kind of feel about like, if you're a band, it's like, and you bring an opener and you think they've got promise, you should fucking have them come and sound check with you though for like a week in advance and like beef the shit out of them up, especially if you're a successful band, so your 5th record or 4th record. Like, you have the money, you have the time, you're a big name, it's rock and roll, a small thing, it's insular. If we want to get people to like the band you're going to bring as an opener, have them come with you and say, brutally honest, we need to punch up your song. We need to either add parts, we need to change things around. You need to have a rhythm guitarist we're going to add to the band, just for live, or the lead singer of, the headliner is going to come out and play with you guys as like one of your backing band people. Like, and maybe you're like, well, that dynamic doesn't work because we don't want the, the big shots coming out with the little people because they're not going to listen to the music. But you want to in some way beef it up and actually transfer the credibility. You don't just bring the opener with you, because then the opener isn't prepared and they aren't good enough because no one's fucking helping them or telling them. But also, they're just so focused on doing good. Like, you should really get in there and help them. What even is this? Brooklyn Bridge to Chorus. Oh, God. Look at my face. The most phoned in. This record is taxing physically and mentally on me. This is not good for my mental health. People, I've spent like 4 hours today talking about the Strokes so far, and I love the Strokes, but God damn it, why can't anyone just be good and then die? Or stop playing as a band? Or, here's the thing. So the Strokes could have kept playing and not released new music, just keep playing together. You can play live to make that money and to bring fans that live experience. But don't write bad new songs that you're going to insert that are going to attract people who like bad music, bad pop music. Here's the thing. If you're a good rock band and you want to stop making music but you want to keep playing, I've got a couple different ideas. You're a good rock band but you want to turn into a bad pop band. train a replacement, get another band that's really good and train them to play all your songs and have them go to the city the week before you do. They'll go to the city the week before you do, and actually they're not officially owned by you or anything, or they're not affiliated with you. But you just co-sign them. You say these guys are really good. You don't technically own them or do their touring or anything, but you guys say these guys are the official Arctic Monkeys, early Arctic Monkeys replacements. These are our replacements. They're incredible. They're good. The same way you'd have a new Batman every couple of years. Have a new rendition. Like if Led Zeppelin was like, hey, we have a new version of Led Zeppelin. It's called Greta Van Fleet, and they are going to take over and play all of the Led Zeppelin songs and do these big Led Zeppelin concerts as early Led Zeppelin. I think that's a better idea. I think it's a really good idea. Like when Black Licorice was huge, if I ever got to the point where I was like, hey, we want to be like bad, dumb, gay pop music, and not the fun type of gay, but the the shit that's gay. It's like that's fucking gay, that kind of gay. Not like I'm gay. Like good for you, but you know what I mean. If you want it to be like just lame pop music, you train a replacement. You get your replacement, and you get them to be the new people who go by your old name, and then you make a new name for your band, or you say these guys are early blank and we are new blank. Just do something. Don't throw your fucking brand in the trash, because then the audience gets mixed up too. Because what happens is then you've got people who like this shitty new pop that you're doing that isn't that good, and then those people come to the show and want to see that, and so do the people who like rock music and they want to come and see you rock, and then they've got to sit through your garbage or pretend that it's good. And then the people who like the pop have to be like, I don't like this rock. You're mixing two crowds. And I don't mean in the way that like, Frank Zappa or Oingo Boingo could do things that were like, cross-genre in a sense. Or like even like the Black Keys could do like, here's the thing, Black Keys do songs that rock and songs that are like more popular and accessible, but on the same record. They're making stuff like Let's Rock has really good like rock songs, but also like pop songs on it. And they're still doing both at the same time. There's not a big enough difference. Like I feel like a band like Cage the Elephant was a rock band for 2 albums, and then they became a pop band for 3. And now it's at the point where it's like, if you're a rock fan, you go to the show, you're going to be like kind of a little bit miserable, and kind of like, this is so gay for the next like, half the show at least. And they're probably not going to play anything from the first 2 albums, so the whole show is probably not going to be that fun. And then if you like the new pop stuff, then you're happy. Or if the band plays half and half, you're going to be pissed off for half the show and not liking it. And so it's like, if you're a band, keep your rock band a rock band. Some people go see it, they see the rock band. And if you don't want to play those songs anymore, don't play them. Just play your pop songs, train a replacement, have them go to town a week before you. Or just have them go, have the opener be your fucking replacement band, who is early Arctic Monkeys. Have a band that sounds like early Arctic Monkeys come out right before you and just play your whole set. Have you, late Arctic Monkeys, come out after and play all the pop music that you've written and all the weird shit you've written. And then no one would be mad. No one would be upset. No one would feel like you've fallen off. They would just be like, oh no, they've just chosen, and they recognize, they're aware that what they're doing is not being a rock band anymore. And they're okay with not being a rock band. So likewise, if the Strokes would have had a band come out before them, it's called the early aughts or whatever, and the Strokes, or just the Strokes early, the Strokes too fast, and they just played the first 3 records as if those are the ones that exist. And then the Strokes came out, but these bands don't have this level of self-awareness. And these bands are already successful and good. They're having fun. And it's just easier to do a side project, and I get that. And then a band like Queens of the Stone Age or the Black Keys, they've continued to make rock music while still trying to do other stuff and not being the same band they were 20 years ago. But they still make rock music, so they don't need to separate. Like Green Day, for instance, is still making rock, pop punk, that kind of thing. Now, do you not like the record? That's on you. You know what I mean? But they're still the same type of band fundamentally. Muse, for example, still making good rock music. Black Keys, Queens of the Stone Age. Royal Blood still making good rock music, even though this record was poppier, and the one before it was more electronic. Like, I'll put it this way. If when you go to play a song from your first record or two, or whatever one really popped off for you, if you don't believe it and it doesn't feel good, and the band is and the crowd's like, oh shit, this isn't good, and it sounds completely different from what you're doing now, then maybe, oh, here we go, my AirPods are dying. Good. I didn't even want to listen to this record anyways. Holy cow, this record is not good. Look, I can hear myself now. Ooh, I'm hearing myself talk. I don't have the noise cancelling headphones. Oh, don't you like the noise cancelling? It is very nice. I'm a small little jarring boy in the village. I come to the village. Look at me, look at me. Oh. Anyways, as the number one Sigma male grifter here, okay, here we go. Boom, 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 boom. 18th video on the Strokes today. Let's see. Say you have a version of the band come out, right? They play before you, the old version, and then you play your version. Okay, cool. You bring new people into the band. I'm not saying you kick old people out, but you bring new people in who have something to prove. And you do that. Or you do what the Strokes did and you make a side project. What you don't do is you don't start making bad music that's under the band's name too. So then you attract fans who like bad music to the show. Yeah. Just literally like they can't get ghostwriters. Like the Strokes couldn't get ghostwriters to write a good rock record for them. And then even if you still wanted to, so I'm figuring this out. Even if you want to still make money off the band, the Strokes, right? You want to make money selling a new album from the Strokes. Get ghost writers in. If you're going to write garbage, don't put it out. Okay? Get the ghost writers in. And if you are going to put it out as B-sides, right? Put it out if it's weird stuff. Like that Arctic Monkeys had the dignity to do that when they started with Humbug and stuff. The weirdest of the stuff was just B-sides because the fans are going to like anything you come up. But if you're making stuff that's not good, make it B-side. You know what band doesn't have this problem? Franz Ferdinand. Franz Ferdinand never has this problem. You know why? Because they have not started making bad music. And I don't know if you need to listen to new fans or go to people and ask, is our first record better than this? Have we made a record that beats our first record? And if the answer is no, but it's hard to navigate. How do you know when you suck? Like Blur is a rock band and they're doing other stuff. But no. Blur rocks harder on 13 with like a lot of that stuff, even though they have Give Me Coffee and TV. They still have stuff like Swamp Song and stuff that's like dirty, bluesy type of stuff. And that's really what I need, sir. I need some dirty, greasy, bluesy type of stuff going down. Need some greasy, bloody type of bluesy stuff going down. But see, you can have a band that does the greasy, dirty, bluesy, little bluesy stuff. And they can still write a sing a song. No, I'm gonna go through the Blur discography to prove my point. My point is that you can be around as a band for a while and be like your fifth flipping record and still not turn into total dog shit. I don't know. I never got through Think Tank or The Magic Whip or even The Ballad of Darren. So maybe those Blur records aren't great, but like, come on, let's take a second. Let's look at Blur. First album, 91. Okay. Generic kind of pop music, some decent songs in there, kind of shoegazing. Second record, incredible. Third record, incredible. Fourth record, incredible. Blur, self-titled, incredible. Then 13, also incredible. 5 incredible records. How many did the Strokes have? 3. How many Arctic Monkeys have? 3, but 2 of them are rock records. So if we're talking incredible rock records, and Blur doesn't rock the hardest, but somehow they still manage to not put anything that's dog shit out, for 5 albums in a row. And even the first album is just kind of boring. It's not bad. So 5 records. Oh, let's look at something like Queens of the Stone Age. How many incredible records did Queens of the Stone Age do? Can't. The first one's great. The first one, 7 out of 10. Second one, rated R. I go 7.3 out of 10. It's really good. 8. Songs for the Deaf. That's gotta be a 10 out of 10, even though I'm sick of it because I listen to it too much. Lullabies to Paralyze. I'm putting it at 8. So good. 9, incredible. Aero Vulgar is like a 9 or a 10 for me. Like Clockwork's got to be a 10. Villains has got to be like 8, 7. Oh, it's an 8. It's so good. And in Times New Roman, I mean, there's some songs in there that like I kind of don't need to listen to. So, but the ones that are good, it's like an 8. Queens of Stone Age. So for reference, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 albums that are great. Blur, 5 great albums. Oh, let's talk about System of a Down. Let's talk about System of a Down. System of a Down, self-titled, incredible. Second one, Toxicity. Come on. Third one, Steal This Album, incredible. Mesmerize, Hypnotize. The only 5 records they did. They only did 5 records, and they're all great. 5 great records. Blur, 5 great records. Arctic Monkeys, 2 great records. Queens of the Stone Age, 8 fucking great records. The Strokes, 3. Cage the Elephant, 2. Royal Blood, oh, that hurts. That hurts. But do I really put Typhoons as a great record? Trouble's Coming is good. Oblivion was good. Royal Blood is 4 great records. Typhoons is a great record. It's much poppier than I would probably like, but it's incredible despite the fact that it's that much poppier. And then Back to the Waters Below, just when it hits, it's so good. And it's much poppier, but like, it's not an album that I'm like, yeah, I get it. Like, Humbug and Suck It and See make me do that. AM, let's say you argue Arctic Monkeys AM is the 3rd good record. Still 3. Royal Blood beats them, I would say. Because I would say if you're using that standard, then they have 3.5. Royal Blood, better band than Arctic Monkeys, album, for sure. Queens of Stone Age, about as good as Royal Blood. I'd say gotta be better than Arctic Monkeys, just album for album. But I would rather have the Arctic Monkeys albums like the 3 that are good than the 8 Queens that are good. But and the Blur albums, I'd rather have the 2.5 to 3 Royal Blood records that are good than the 5 Blur records that are good. So it's like some of these guys just like really hit it good and then stop. But System of a Down has 5 incredible records. These guys, it's really bringing me back. It's really getting me a smile on my face. The fact System of a Down really good. And the White Stripes, I'm gonna go back and listen because there's a reason I haven't reviewed these yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So they have 6 records. One of the Great Northern Lights, and they have 6 records. White Blood Cells and Elephant, I know are great. Like the whole thing. Get Behind Me, Satan. I think it's pretty damn good. And Icky Thump, I think, never mind. The White Stripes are really doing good on this one. Victory. The first White Stripes record, I think, is my least favorite. I think it's the least consistently good. But, oh, wait. Hello, Operator. Apple Blossom. Do you know my name? Even if you're being mean, the White Stripes have at least 3 incredible records. God, This is brutal. All this is to say, like, if you're gonna turn into bad pop music, have the decency to bring an opener who can just do all your covers. You do covers the good early stuff, and don't do it yourself. If you're gonna change to do a pop band, bring an opener who is gonna play the covers for you. Do them justice. Don't like sadly do them. Like if Arctic Monkeys there's a band Bilk in the UK. Bilk, like milk, but with a B. Means to like rip someone off, kind of. If Arctic Monkeys got Bilk to come and just do a cover set of Arctic Monkeys early stuff before Arctic Monkeys played, I think it'd go over a lot better than Arctic Monkeys now playing their early stuff at some point in the set. It's just sad. And I think it's the same thing with Strokes. Like either you don't turn into a bad pop band or you just keep playing your first 3 records. If you're gonna turn into a bad pop band, bring a band ahead of you that's gonna do a really good cover set of your early stuff. It might be controversial. I don't care though, but it's the truth. It's like I'd rather not suck. Like Queens of Stone Age, when they play, I went and saw them when they were here in Phoenix, and they played Regular John was their opener. It was so good. You could tell they still loved that song. Probably they loved that song more than Queens of the Stone Age started playing that song. That's like 27 years ago now. The only reason I go to say that is like Queens of the Stone Age doesn't need to bring out a band to play Lost Art of Keeping a Secret. I got a secret, I can say. Down in the ocean, down and away. You vein, build me out and cut you in. I'll just cut you in. Oh, System of a Down is a good example. System of a Down, their heart was not in it when I saw them open for Korn. Ooh. And I love System of a Down, but if they would have got like not, Serge Tankian, who did not seem to be like feeling it. He did not seem to be having fun doing System of a Down. They would have got someone else, like a young guy, and a covers band to go and do the system. That's the thing is like if you're gonna be an old band, you're gonna play your old stuff, and you're not even like playing new stuff. That's bad. But you're playing your old stuff and you're not doing it good. This is where I have respect for Danny Elfman from Oingo Boingo. I think Danny Elfman said, I'm tired of being in a band and I don't want to do that. Oingo Boingo, former members of Oingo Boingo still go around and play all of Oingo Boingo. I saw them probably like in 2019 in San Diego at Humphreys by the Bay. And they had some like random like punk band guy was the singer. Just some random punk guy. And he wasn't a perfect singer, but you could tell he was having fun with it. And I don't think Danny Elfman would have fun doing Oingo Boingo songs after he did them for like 20 years in a row and then got tired of it and then now has a successful career as one of the greatest composers of all time. So, all that to say, you can do the thing I'm saying though. You could have System of a Down with not Serge Tankian come saying if someone really doesn't want to be there, like even Prophets of Rage was kind of an example. But I think if you really brought it's like a unique problem for like Arctic Monkeys and the Strokes and Cagey Elephant. I guess it's not that unique. But if you turn into a shitty pop band, bring an opener who can do justice instead of you massacring your fucking best work. Like, yeah, I'm fine with it because I'm having fun when I watch or I hear the Arctic Monkeys fake trails of San Francisco, dropping in the swamp of Misco Bisco. You're not from New York City, you're from the hundredth macaroon. Oh. Do 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 do. This band Dread Zeppelin. Dread Zeppelin does covers of Led Zeppelin, but they do reggae covers of Led Zeppelin, and their singer is Tortelvis. He is a fat Elvis impersonator who does an Elvis impression. And the Dred Zeppelin stuff is a much more enjoyable thing to watch than, a bad Led Zeppelin cover band. So that's where I understand why I enjoy watching the Arctic Monkeys do shitty covers of their old stuff. But it's not good. It's not good, dude. Dude. Oh my god, what the hell are these bands doing? These are the greatest rock bands of all time, and they turn into shitty pop bands. And you're like, what are you doing? Like, the 1975 do a great job at this. The Neighborhood, I don't know about that. The Neighborhood, but I haven't listened too much to them. But what I have heard is like kind of like artsy bullshit. That's kind of like, this is for like gay, lesbian, 12-year-old girls who are feeling themselves. Nothing wrong with that. But there's other music like Paramore that's for you, and I think that's better music than The Neighborhood. So, there's nothing wrong with being gay, 12-year-old lesbian. That is totally fine. Totally fine. Listen to better music, though. Listen to Paramore. Don't listen to The Neighborhood. Likewise, Arctic Monkeys, let the 1975 be the 1975. You're the Strokes. If your kid's elephant, let the 1975 do it. Matty Healy's doing a great job. Does not need your help. Does not need your help. Stop making bad pop music. Please. As a message from all the rock fans, please, bands that are good, stop making that. Stop. Just stop. Just stop making bad pop music. Okay, Alex Turner, stop it. The Car's not even pop music. What the hell was that? I tried justifying and Stockholm syndroming myself into liking that, but brother. On that note, go watch my review of Francis Trouble. Go listen to that podcast if you're watching the video podcast on the YouTubes. Go check out my episode on Francis Trouble, and you'll see what I mean. This record is incredible. This is Albert Hammond Jr., the guitarist from the Strokes. His solo record is so good. It is amazing how good that record is, considering how bad the rest of the stuff that's been happening is from the Strokes. So, oh my god, so good. Go check out my video. We've got 5 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Did you go do it? Did you go do it? Did you go do it? Are you there? Okay, see you there. And rock on.